This tutorial will show you how to create a vector fire or a flame like this one using the blend tool. I'm going to analyze this picture first, this graphic here. So we have a photograph here, and then these are all vector, and if you look at there are text here that fades out, so I did a watermark in here. Okay, and there's a text here that fits to a path. Okay, but these are all vector except for the photograph of Albert Einstein. Okay, so the only source here, our source here is the picture of Albert. So let's do this project. Okay. So first of all, we're going to draw this rectangle here, and so I'm just gonna make a quick rectangle here. Okay, and I'll move it down so we have a comparison, and I'll make it black. Now we're going to start to create this match stick here and also the flames. So let's start with the flames here. Okay, so in this illustration I used the blend tool to create this this effect. If you really want to see what I used, you click on view and then click on, if I click on simple wireframe, then I would see that there are actually 6 objects here which looks like a flame, and then I blend it together. Okay. Now the difference between simple wireframe and wireframe, when you click on wireframe, it would get all the blends. See, these are the blends. Those are objects that blends together. So if you click on simple wireframe, then you can see which are the sources of the object, the simplified wireframe. Right. So put it back to enhance, and let's start doing the flame. Okay. I'm going to start doing a flame. I'll make it a bigger size here, and then I'll just resize it later. So I click on if you go here in the toolbar and you click on polyline, okay, I'm comfortable with the polyline, and I can also click on this one for auto close curve. So what happens if auto close curve, say it creates it, and then if I double click and it closes here. Well, without the auto close curve, it will just go, you won't see the end part that connects it. Okay, so I'm going to create okay, I'm gonna use the polyline, and I'm going to select the auto close curve. Okay, so I'm going to start to draw the outer flame. So okay, just to be clear here, I'm not using a tablet. I'm just using my mouse, because we're just drawing a flame, so we're not really concerned about the shape. Right? So I'll start my outer flame from here. Okay, so that's the outer flame. Double click when you're done. Okay. And then the next one, because I'm going to create 6 objects. Okay, so this is my second one. Double click, and another one. So that was my third. And then my fourth. And then my fifth. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, I'm going to go back to my drawing because I'm really not sure how many objects that I created. So I click on my view, simple wireframe, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So actually it's 6. So I'll go back to my drawing here, which has only 5. I'm going to 1 2 3 4 5. I'm going to make the last one here. So that would be my last one. Double click. Okay. So now I have these 6 shapes. Now I hit F4. So hit F4 to zoom all. And I'm going back to my enhanced view. And I'm just going to move this over here. And then I'm going to move this one over this side. Okay. Now what I did, in the next page here, to make the tutorial faster, and I won't guess which one is the color of the flame, I made a color swatches here so that I won't guess which color that I use in this effect. Anyway, so I'll start. I know this one, the first one, very first one is white, so I'll just leave that blank first. So I'll click on the first, the second flame here, right? Because I'm gonna color that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my eyedropper tool. I'm going to sample this color here, and then hold down Shift and move to the area that you want to fill. Shift and then pour. Okay. This one, that will be white, so no. So the second one, so I click on this one, hold down Shift and pour. This one is the third one, hold down Shift and pour. This one, hold down Shift and pour, and then of course this one will be black. So I'll make that black, and then the first one here, the smallest one, will be white. Okay. Now I have to remove the outline. So you select all the shapes here, the 6 shapes, and then right mouse click on this icon here for no outline. So I have no outline. Okay, now the next thing to do is I'm going to blend it. Okay. So it's best if you go to your wireframe, go to simple wireframe, so that you would easily select the object that you want to blend. So I click on the first one, the outer flame, and then the inner. So hold down Shift and click that. Now we got 2 objects selected there. If you look at your status bar here, it says 2 objects selected on desktop. Okay, so I'm going to go to Effects and then click on Blend. Once you click on Blend, a dialog box will show up. The default would be 20, so it means to say 20 steps. So it's going to make 20 steps to blend those 2 flames. So I'm going to click Apply here. Okay, nothing happens because we're in wireframe. But when you click on View, click on Enhanced, you would see that there is something, or there is something that was blended. So I click on View and go back to wireframe, simple wireframe. So I've done these 2 objects. Now I'm going to select this one, hold down Shift and click on this one here, and then Apply. Okay. Now my third one, click on this, hold down Shift and click on this one, and then Apply. Okay. And then click on this one and hold down Shift and click on this and Apply. And then the last one would be this one, hold down Shift and click the smallest object and then click on Apply. So now you can go to View and click on Enhance here. Now you would see the effect if you put a black outline. So I can delete this now, and I can close this blend dialog box. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one onto my black background there. So you notice that you got the flame here. You can still adjust it, say for example you click on view and click on simple wireframe. Let's say this one you want to enlarge. Let's say you want the white to be more prominent, so I'll make it that bigger. Okay, or this one smaller. Okay, now let's see the effect. Click on enhance, then you can see some effects like that, or maybe the white. Okay, you can also use it, you can also edit it even though you're not in wireframe. Like for example here, click on the white and I'll move it down like that just to make it more realistic. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I'm going to group this one. Just gonna move this one there. So I'm gonna group that. So that's my vector fire, and I'll group that. Now I'm going to make the match stick, which is this one here. Okay, so how would I do that? Again, I'll do it in this side here. So it's actually very easy. That's a rectangle. I create a rectangle, and then I'm going to go to my shape tool, and I'm going to make that a radius corner. Okay, so I click on that and then click my plus sign on my keyboard to duplicate. Okay, and then I'll just move this down. You know, these handles here, I'll move it down like that. Okay, and actually I'll make it thinner there. So that's this part here. Oh, okay, so it's actually straight edge there. So anyway, I'm going to go back to my shape tool and make that straight. Okay, click on it, the first one, click one more time and then skew. Okay, this one is the skew, that, and I'll do it to the other one too. One more click and then skew. Okay, so I'm good. I'm just going to sample that color, so click on the eyedropper tool, sample that, and then hold down shift, click, sample this one, hold down shift, click. Okay, and I'm just going to remove the outline by selecting the two objects and right mouse click on the X button. Okay, now I'm going to draw the tip of the matchbox, of the matchstick. So I'm gonna do it that way. Make it smaller. Okay, we can adjust that later. So I'm gonna make that red. Well, that's too red. I'll make it dark red. So hold down Control and click on black. So hold down Control and click on this black. It will give a darker shade of red, and then remove the outline. Right mouse click on this one. Okay, and if I look at it, that's just like a gradient background. I mean gradient fill. So going back here, I click on this, go back to my fill, here, and I click on fountain fill. Okay. So now I'm going to click on custom here. Okay, this is the gradient that I'm gonna be using. I'm just gonna make that 90 degrees here. So type in 90, and then I'm going to make this red, like dark red. Let's say that one. Okay, and then I double click here to create one more color, and then I click on black there. If you notice, it changed, and I click OK. Okay, so I'm fine with that. Maybe I'll just a little bit brighter red. Let's say like that. Click OK. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to put that to back. So arrange order to back of page. Okay, and I'm just gonna group this, and then group. Okay, now I'm going to put this here. Okay. Of course, it's out of proportion. I'm going to resize it. And then I noticed that in the original, it fades into the background. So how do you do that? You just click on this transparency tool and then click and drag some more. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna scale this down a little bit. Or actually it's fine, but I'm just gonna make it angled. So I click one more time, okay, and see this rotation pin. I can move this over here and then click on this and then move it this way. There. And I'm going to select the two objects and then I will shrink it down. There. There you go. So now I have a vector flame. Now going back to Albert's picture, I'm gonna drag it here. Okay. And then now the snap to object is really useful in this one here. Let's say I have that. I love the snap to object because it saves me time and it's really accurate. So you go to view and click on snap to objects. Okay. Now once you snap an object, snap to object, see it's snapping all around. Okay. So you get this edge and then move it close to this edge and it's gonna snap. There it snaps. And I'm gonna enlarge that, then it snaps. See that edge there? It says edge. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a transparency here. So you click on your transparency tool and you click and drag. Okay. Now going back to the original one, it fades both sides. Okay. So how do we do that? So in here, what I'll do, see this one? Okay, I'm going to grab the black and put it over here. Of course I don't see anything because both are transparent now. Okay. But if I click on this black and drag it over to the center, then I can have a faded faded photo left and the right side. And going back here, I can move this one and move this too. There you go. Okay, now let's do the backdrop. I mean the background of this one. So if you notice, it's just a repetition of ignite the fire of creativity. So what I'll do, I'm going to type that in. Okay, I just typed it in, and once again I'm going to move over here. Now I'm going to repeat this line here. So I click on this, right, and plus sign in your keyboard. So I've got two there, and I'll move it over to the right side. Okay, plus sign again and then move it again. Maybe 3. Let's go back to the picture. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4, but okay, so it's only 3. Okay, so now we got 1, 2, 3 lines already. Okay, so now we're going to do the rows. Okay, just to have a pattern, what I'll do, I'm going to group this first. So arrange group, plus sign in the keyboard, but then I'm going to move this over this way. There. Right. And then I'm going to select this 2, plus sign in the keyboard, and then move it down. Plus sign in the keyboard, move it down. Okay. Or you just click on Control D to duplicate. Okay, now let's look at it. Okay, now I'm going to group this, Control G, or click on this icon, and then I'm going to make it proportion to our poster here, or our design. Okay, so I'm just gonna fit that in here, and there you go. Okay, I also noticed that the color is gray, so I'm going to fill it with this gray. We can always change that later. Okay. So I'm going to move Albert Einstein here first, so that side, and actually the fire too. I'm gonna move the fire over to the right side. Okay. So the effect of the text would be the same as the effect of Albert Einstein's picture there. So I click on my transparency tool, so I click and drag. Okay, and once again I click on this black here and then move it over here. Okay, I have to do that again. So click here and move it there. So both are transparent, but then I'll drag the white white fill here to the center. Oops. Oops. Okay. Okay, the fill has to be gray. There. Now you have an illusion that it's like a spear. So click on it. Okay. So that's the text. And then I'll just adjust it a little bit. Maybe this way. Okay, I think that's fine. And I'm going to move Albert here. I'm still snapping to my object, so snap object, and I'm going to move the fire over there. You can always adjust this one. Let's say you don't want it to be on his face. There, and drag that. Okay. So if it's too light, you can darken it. There. Okay. So F3 here. So the only thing we have to do is the text here. So first we have to create a path. So you click on your Bezier tool, click here, and then click there, and then go to your shape tool, click on the segment, the line, okay, and then make it curve. Go here and then convert line to curve, and then I'm going to make a path. Okay, so that will be the path of my text. Okay, so I'll just type in, okay, so I just type ignite the fire of creativity. I'll make it white. Okay, and I'm not sure what font that was used. I think it was this one, Footlight. Okay, so I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, now maybe what I'll do to demonstrate that, this is the path and then this is the text. I'm gonna make the text black first, and I'm gonna change it later. So how does that work? So you click on your text and you go to your text and then go to fit text to path. Okay, Corel is looking for a path, so you move it to the arrow here. See, then you can adjust it. Let's say I am happy with that. Click, and then move it here. Of course you want that to make it white, right? And see this one, if you click on that, because our path is it's already separated, you can always go to arrange, break text apart. It means to say you're breaking, or you're separating the, oops, I just found a mistake here. See the T, you go back to your fit text to path, and then, or you go to your shape tool, and then you can adjust or you have to move it over there. Okay, what we'll do, I'll move it to right to the edge. Okay, and then I'll move it going up, then I'll make it white. Then I'll go to arrange, break text apart, and then delete this line. You don't need it anymore. There, hit F4. There you go. So we just created a vector file with backdrop of the text and with Albert Einstein's picture. So these are all vector except for Albert's picture. So you click on view, wireframe, it's all vector.